Hello, friends. Welcome back. It's time for another read aloud with Mr. Stowe. Oops, I don't need to wear my mask inside. And really, I'm not wearing that for safety. I'm wearing that because today we're reading Cowboy Ned and Andy. So this must be Cowboy Ned. So I guess maybe this is Andy, the horse. We'll find out. Cowboy Ned and Andy. It's a great book. And it's all about Cowboy Ned's birthday. And I was thinking about all this time we've been out of school, there have been so many birthdays we've missed being in school and going into summertime. So I'm going to read off all the names of all the birthdays that we've missed, or some are coming up in the summer. So we missed wishing a birthday to Edgar and Josiah in March, and Salman and Nathan in April, and Mariella and Celeste and Lily E. in May. And then in June, we have Jacob and Mondo. In July, we have Sophia and Miguel and Ajin. And then in August, we have Lucy. So all those kids, happy birthday if it already went by, and happy birthday coming up if yours is coming up. But I miss seeing you guys on your birthdays and any day. But here is Cowboy Ned and Andy. This is written and illustrated by David Ezra Stein. So he is the author and the illustrator. Cowboy Ned and Andy. There's the title page. Good illustrations. Oh, and here's the next page. Out there on the range. Looks like he's putting his cowboy boots on. I don't have a cowboy hat to wear, sorry. Cowboy Ned and his trusty horse Andy were driving their cattle along the edge of the desert. They rose before dawn and woke the cows. The day grew hot. They moved in a long train over the dusty earth. At noon, they drank from a cool river. There you go. Looks hot out there, doesn't it? There's the cows that are moving across. When night came, they were one day farther from home. Cowboy Ned wrapped his poncho tight in the evening coolness. Andy munched his oats. Ned stared at the faraway hills and sighed. That's a sigh. So there they are at night. You can see what grows out in the desert is a big old giant cactus. Tomorrow is my birthday, Andy, and I'll be another year older. And no one is around to celebrate. I miss my sister, Nedna, my brother Nedrick, and my mother. We just call her Ma. Well, I'm glad you're here, Andy. Andy, good night. He quenched the campfire, and they lay down in the dark and the quiet. So he's feeling a little bit lonely on his birthday. I hope you weren't feeling lonely if you had your birthday during all this stay-at-home time. You had your family, though. He just has Andy the horse, right? Andy tried to sleep, but couldn't. Something was bothering him. I'll just show you. There he is trying to sleep, tossing and turning. Just can't get to sleep. Tomorrow is Ned's birthday, he said to himself. And the best thing to have on your birthday is what? A birthday cake. Ned needs a birthday cake, and I am going to find him one. And, he decided, I'd better find one now, before he wakes up. As quietly as he could canter, That's kind of how a horse jogs along. Andy slipped away from the campsite, and soon he was alone in the desert. So there he goes. Off to find what? That's right, birthday cake. On the breeze he heard a shrill song. It was a cricket singing on a rock. Good evening, said Andy. And would you have such a thing as a birthday cake about? I need one for my friend Cowboy Ned, so he can have cake on his birthday. No, said the cricket in a wispy voice. All I have in the world is my song. And he went on singing. But crickets don't really sing, right? They make all that noise. Yeah, they rub their legs together. It makes their song, makes their noise. Well, Andy walked on. It was cold and clear, and the moon was out. Suddenly, two big eyes shone from the darkness. Who could be out in the dark with big eyes? Yep, it was an owl who sat on a cactus. I saw you coming a long way off, said the owl. What brings a young horse like you into the desert at night? I'm looking for a birthday cake for my friend Cowboy Ned, so he can have a cake on his birthday, said Andy. I can see far and wide, said the owl, from the rising mountains to the rolling prairie, and I have seen no birthday cake in this desert. Farewell. And he closed his eyes. There they are. Big owl out in the desert. Andy walked on. He was far from camp now, and it seemed that dawn was close at hand. Oh, how I wish I had a birthday cake for my friend Cowboy Ned, so he could have cake on his birthday, said Andy. Just then a voice came from the dusty rock below. Who's that clattering around in the sky? It hissed. It's me, Andy, the dappled gray steed, said Andy. He looked down to find a scorpion at his feet, surrounded by stones. Well, that's a scorpion right down there. Got a nasty tail that'll sting you. They live out in the desert. Maybe he's friendly. What do you want clomping around here, you great four-legged clod? Asked the scorpion, not too politely. I'm searching for a birthday cake for my friend Cowboy Ned, so he can have cake on his birthday, said Andy. I have no birthday cake around here, sniffed the scorpion. I have only my stones and dust, and I thank you to go away and let me get back to counting. I guess he's stacking them up and counting his stones. Well, he wasn't too helpful. I'm sorry to bother you, sir, said Andy, backing away. It's just that it's nearly dawn, and I'd hoped. Well, if it will help you leave me any faster. Well, if it will help you leave any faster, interrupted the scorpion, you might go ask the old cowboy who lives on the hill. I nested in his boot once on a cold night. Scurry past the big boulder where the moon sets, and you'll find him. And he scuttled away under a stone. Alone once more, Andy walked on. It was the time of night when all is still. There was no wind and no sound, but his own 4 hooves on the sand. A little while before dawn, Andy found a house. Just outside was a man as old as the hills, playing the banjo. Banjo. There's a banjo right there. Good evening, sir, said Andy, or morning, as it may be, he added a bit nervously. After a long pause, the old man spoke. His voice was soft, like hooves on sand, and owl wings, and the movements of dust. What is that you want, my friend? He asked. I'm searching for a cake for my friend Cowboy Ned, so he can have cake on his birthday, said Andy. You think the old cowboy's going to be able to help him? You think he's got a cake out there? Maybe. I have no cake, said the old cowboy. Out here, there would be no one to share it with. Andy sat down in the dust. Oh, man, no cake. Thought he was going to get a cake from the cowboy, but nothing. Doesn't look like he's going to get one. All I wanted was to give my friend Cowboy Ned a birthday cake so he could have a happy birthday, he said. But now it's too late. Is a cake the only thing that would make Ned happy? Asked the old cowboy. And he thought. He thought of a little house out in the desert and stacks of rocks and wind and the campsite far away. No, he said. A cake is very nice to have, but the best thing to have on your birthday is someone to share it with. I should have never left. A horse doesn't leave his cowboy halfway down the trail. So cake's not the most important thing. Having someone to share your birthday with is. The old cowboy smiled at Andy. Sounds like the best present you can give Ned, he said, is to be with him on his birthday. Now go to your friend before dawn. And there they sit out there. So, having someone to share your birthday with, like your family or your friend, maybe that's the most important thing. But I sure like cake, too. Andy hurried back, past the scorpion stone and the owl on his cactus and the cricket who had fallen asleep and was still singing himself a lullaby. And as he went, he watched the sky until he saw an edge of it grow pink. So you can see out there it's starting to get light. Then, still gazing upward, he began to gallop east, racing the dawn to be with Cowboy Ned on his birthday. There he is, racing off to get back to Ned on his birthday. At the campsite, he found Ned. He found Cowboy Ned and all the cows waiting for him. The sun was coming up. It was Ned's birthday. And there's the cows and Ned. There's Andy racing up to be there. Did you see him racing back there? Cowboy Ned hugged Andy, and Andy wished him a happy birthday. And all the cows sang a birthday song in their low and gentle voices. Look at that. That's a pretty good birthday right there. Getting a song from the cows and a hug from your best friend. It's not a bad birthday. You know there's no cake. And somewhere nearby, a banjo joined in. Oh, they can hear that banjo off in the distance. Yeah, there they are. Looks pretty happy on his birthday. So that's Cowboy Ned and Andy. A little birthday book for everyone who has a birthday. And everyone has a birthday. So cake is great, but your family and friends are even better. Hope you enjoyed the book, Cowboy Ned and Andy. My Uncle Sam gave me this book, and he plays the banjo. Wish he was here to play you some banjo songs. I will be back next week and read you some more books. Until then, have a great weekend. Be kind, be good, and have fun. Talk to you soon.